So if you boot your computer with the help of CD, you will find just wait for a moment, let me reboot the machine again. You will find this screen at the beginning. Here you are being asked to select any of these four options. What are these four options? The first option is saying कि आप नए कंप्यूटर में इंस्टॉलेशन करना चाहते हैं या एग्जिस्टिंग कंप्यूटर में अगर अपग्रेड करना चाहते हैं तो जस्ट गो फॉर दिस ऑप्शन. Select the second option. If suppose you want to install with the help of basic video drivers and you want to install your basic system, just अगर आपके पास पहले से सिस्टम इंस्टॉल्ड है, आप उसे रेस्क्यू करना चाहते हैं तो उसके लिए रेस्क्यू इंस्टॉल्ड सिस्टम ओपन कीजिए. इसको हम आगे के सेक्शंस के अंदर डिस्कस करेंगे दैट हाउ इट इज़ डन. Then come to boot from local drive. If this CD has been connected by mistake, गलती से CD लगी रह गई है तो आप boot from local drive select कर सकते हैं. So let's come on to the first one. Okay, now here you find सिस्टम ढूंढ रहा है कि आपके पास किस किस तरीके के मीडियम्स लगे हुए हैं और वो पार्टीशन अपने किस किस तरीके के पार्टीशंस कहाँ पे क्रिएट कर सकता है. देन आफ्टर इट विल फाइंड दैट देयर इज़ अ CD ड्राइव. सो इट वांट्स टू टेस्ट द CD. अगर आप CD टेस्ट करना चाहते हैं तो ओके कीजिए. इट विल टेस्ट द मीडिया एंड देन इट विल टेल यू दैट व्हाट आर द शॉर्टकमिंग्स ऑफ द मीडिया. Suppose if you know that your media is okay, no problem, you can click on skip also. Now it is starting the basic graphics screen where you can give the graphic input. आपका installation process वहाँ से start होगा. So it has started the basic graphics system, and here at this level it is a welcome screen. There is only button next, so you have to click here. Now here it is asked कि आप किस लैंग्वेज में इंस्टॉलेशन करना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. At the time of installation process, suppose if you don't want to use English language, you want to use some other language, you can select it from here. ओके, सपोज आई हैव सिलेक्टेड हिंदी. सो इसके बाद जो मुझे इंस्ट्रक्शंस मिलेंगी सारी हिंदी में मिलेंगी. ठीक है. बेटर इज़ सिलेक्ट इंग्लिश हियर, अदरवाइज आपको आगे चल के फिर प्रॉब्लम आएगी. नाउ हियर इज़ द टाइप ऑफ कीबोर्ड दैट यू वांट टू यूज़. सो व्हाट कीबोर्ड आई वांट इज़ US English. So you can select here US English. Now click next. Now you can have two types of storage. There can be a basic storage, that means a hard disk that is connected within your system. There can be second kind of storage device that is there somewhere in the network, like storage area network होता है. That is a kind of hard disk that is available on network. Okay. Or there are some other disk of the similar kind, so you can select the lower one if you are using a specialized storage device, mostly if the device is there on the network, not on single computer. If you are using single computer device, then you have to select basic storage. Now here it is showing the hard disk. If you want to just format this drive, select here yes, discard my data. Now it is asking for the network configuration. If you want to configure network over here, तो आप यहीं पे नेटवर्क की कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आप अपनी पूरी बता सकते हैं. ये बता सकते हैं कि आपके लैन कार्ड पे IP एड्रेस क्या रहेगा. आप ये भी बता सकते हैं कि आपके लैन कार्ड के अंदर कोई स्पेशल सेटिंग्स अगर आपको करनी है तो यू कैन डू दैट राइट नाउ. इफ़ यू डोंट वांट टू डू इट राइट नाउ, आप चाहते हैं नहीं OS इंस्टॉल होने के बाद करेंगे, तो इसे ऐसे ही छोड़ दीजिए, हम इसे बाद में फिर से कॉन्फ़िगर करेंगे. ओके, जस्ट क्लिक ऑन नेक्स्ट. Here it is asking about your time settings. Now, this is one of the important factor because all the logs are created as per your time zone. ठीक है, आप जिस भी कंट्री के अंदर रहते हैं उस कंट्री के हिसाब से जो टाइम जोन है उस टाइम जोन के अकॉर्डिंग आपके लॉग्स क्रिएट होते हैं. अगर आप कोई सर्वर इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं तो इट इज़ मैंडेटरी टू सिलेक्ट द करेक्ट टाइम जोन. There is one more option, system clock uses UTC. If suppose your system clock is based on universal time clock, means you are following Greenwich Mean Time only, at that time you can tick this. But remember, अगर आप इसको टिक करते हैं तो इंडिया के टाइम से आपका टाइम 5.5 घंटा पीछे चलेगा. नेक्स्ट किया. Now it is asking for the password of your root user. So root user's password you can write here. Remember one thing, the password should be difficult one and it should have at least 6 characters and at least 1 capital, 1 numeric, 1 small and 1 special character, and it should not be a dictionary word, otherwise you will be prompt like this. Okay, so prompt करेगा सिस्टम और उसके अलावा कहेगा कि आपका पासवर्ड जो है डिक्शनरी वर्ड पे बेस्ड है, इसकी जगह कुछ और डालिए. ठीक है, now if the password is okay, it will accept it directly. Now it is asking that what space you want to use, whether you want to use all space of your drive or you want to replace the existing Linux system only, or you want to just shrink the existing system and you want to install it in the remaining part. आप क्या करना चाहते हैं उस तरीके का यहाँ से लेआउट सेलेक्ट कीजिए. I want to use whole space because my disk is a very new hard disk, एकदम नई हार्ड डिस्क है, इसलिए मैं इसे यूज़ ऑल स्पेस दे रहा हूँ. अगर पहले से कोई ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होता तो हम नीचे की कोई लोकेशन को सिलेक्ट करते. नाउ यू कैन सिलेक्ट हियर रिव्यू एंड मॉडिफाई पार्टीशन लेआउट इफ़ यू वांट टू रिव्यू इट बाय योरसेल्फ. रिव्यू अगर करना चाहेंगे तो इट विल शो यू पार्टीशंस लाइक दिस, दैट व्हाट पार्टीशन इज ऑफ व्हाट साइज. For example, here you see 2 partitions are there, SDA1 and SDA2. SDA1 has a size of 500 MB and rest part is awarded to SDA2. Okay, now click on next. Here it is asking that do you want to format the hard disk? Yes, I want. Now click on write changes. Now your hard disk is being formatted. यहाँ तक अगर आप सपोज़ गलती से प्रोसेसिंग कर रहे थे और आप अगर पुराने एग्जिस्टिंग डेटा में से कुछ बचाना चाहते थे तो वो बच सकता था, लेकिन अब नहीं बच सकता क्योंकि जो भी डेटा था उस हार्ड डिस्क में से अब गया. ठीक है. If suppose you are having more than one operating system on the hard disk, then you will be prompt here for all the operating systems whatever there are in your hard disk. आप उसमें से डिफ़ॉल्ट किसको रखना चाहते हैं वो यहाँ से सिलेक्ट कर लीजिए. Then click next. Now your bootloader has been installed. अब आते हैं किस तरीके का हम इंस्टॉलेशन करना चाहते हैं. Here we have desktop, minimal, basic server, database server, web server, virtual host, then software development workstation. So बहुत से लोगों के दिमाग में होता है कि सर्वर होना चाहिए इसको. अगर आप सर्वर रखेंगे तो यू विल नॉट फाइंड डेस्कटॉप ऑन योर कंप्यूटर, बिकॉज लाइनक्स के अंदर बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट सर्वर पीसीज के अंदर डेस्कटॉप्स नहीं आते. सो ट्राई टू प्रिफर हियर डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर, at least minimal desktop, not below that. ओके, बिकॉज इसके नीचे अगर आप आएंगे तो ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम डेवलप करने वाले लोग ये मानते हैं कि आपको पता है कि आपको कौन कौन से पैकेजेस रखने हैं, आपको कौन कौन से सॉफ्टवेयर्स चाहिए, सो आप अपने हिसाब से इंस्टॉल कर लेंगे. जबकि डेस्कटॉप यूज़र आपका वो बेसिक यूज़र होता है जिसको पता नहीं होता कि उसे क्या क्या पैकेजेस चाहिए. सो इन केस ऑफ डेस्कटॉप you will find more packages are being included, while in case of servers less packages are included. So I am selecting desktop and then here I am clicking on customize now, then click next. You will be given the list of the applications that you can install. Here in applications part you will find that there are some basic applications available. Then in base systems you can find some basic systems like your backup client, then base client management tools, and there are so many tools like that. Suppose I want to have networking tools from here. If you want to have a specific language support, that you can select here, like Java support we have selected. Here I am selecting Perl support. If you want to have Ruby support, then you can click on Ruby support also. Now come back. Then next one is database. Suppose if you want to have some database on your system, just click on the database that you want. For example, I want to have MySQL client and MySQL server also. Okay. Select the type of desktop. Here we have two types of desktop, KDE and Genome. By default, Genome desktop and related components are being selected. KDE desktop is not been selected. If you want, you can exclusively select KDE desktop. Okay, I don't want to use this KDE desktop. Now come to your development part. What type of development tools you want? Whether you want to work on Eclipse or you want to use some kind of server platform development tools or desktop platform development tools, you can include all those. Now for high availability there are some tools required, and you can select here for high availability tools. If you want to have multiple language support, then you can select as many languages you want. If you want to create a cluster of more than one system, then you can select here load balancer. Again, if you want to use specialized storage, then you can select this also. Come to the servers part. Here in servers, you have backup server, you have CIFS file server. CIFS file server is window file server that you can select for communicating with the window file server. Then you can select directory server if you want to use directory server. Email support, if you want to use send and receive mail from your computer, you can select this also. You can use file server, NFS server, and network interface server. Whatever the servers you want, you can select here. Okay. For system management support, you can select the respective clients, whatever the clients you want. For virtualization also, there are some tools available. You can select them as per your choice. There may be some optional packages available, and you can select those packages just by clicking optional packages at the lower side. Here you find at the lower side that there is optional packages. इस पर क्लिक करेंगे तो आपको ऑप्शनल पैकेजेस दिखेंगे. Select here virtualization platform. I am selecting all of them, and then come to the web server. Here we have 4 web servers. PHP, if you want to have PHP support, if you want to use turbo gears, if you want to only have web server, you can select as per your choice. Suppose I want to have web server, I want to see optional packages here, and I want to have all of them. तो दो तरीके में बनते हैं मेरे पास, या तो मैं एक एक करके सबको टिक करूं, या फिर यहाँ पे राइट क्लिक करूं and यहाँ select all optional packages. In the same manner you can select for PHP server also. Right click here, select all optional packages. Right click here, select all optional packages. So in this way we have selected what are the packages we are looking for. Now click next. When you click next, सर्वर स्टार्ट्स डिपेंडेंसी चेक. डिपेंडेंसी चेक क्या चीज़ है? सर्वर ढूंढना शुरू कर देता है कि आपको कौन कौन सी फाइलें चाहिए. उन सभी फाइलों की लिस्ट बनाता है. लिस्ट बनाने के बाद अब आपका कंप्यूटर आपको इन्फॉर्म करेगा कि यू रिक्वायर दिस मच ऑफ द CDs. वॉट एवर द CDs यू वांट, यू आर बीन प्रॉम्प्टेड आउट. ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमारे पास कंटेंट DVD के अंदर है और उस DVD के अंदर पूरा ही कंटेंट अवेलेबल है. दैट्स वाई इट विल नॉट प्रॉम्प्ट एनीथिंग. बट अगर आप CDs में यूज़ करते हैं तो यू विल गेट 6 or 7 CDs. सो इट विल प्रॉम्प्ट दैट यू रिक्वायर CD number 1, 2, 3, 4, वॉट एवर द CD is required. Now here it is installing 1395 packages, and you can see each of the packages here. जो भी पैकेज इंस्टॉल हो रहा है उसकी लिस्ट आप नीचे देख सकते हैं, और आपको साथ के साथ ये भी पता चलता है कि ये पैकेज करेगा क्या, मीन्स व्हाट टाइप ऑफ पैकेज इट इज़. दिस प्रोसेस विल टेक सम टाइम, एंड विद इन दैट टाइम you can do any other work, and when it gets finished we can move ahead. We'll go for the next part of the installation where we will create the user, and we'll go for the first order configuration. Here you find that different files are being loaded, and here you can see that what kind of activity is actually been performed. Like here you see this is one of the TSL certificate, and here it is installed with the help of Apache server. इसी तरीके से हर कंपोनेंट के साथ आपको उसकी डिस्क्रिप्शन मिलती जाती है. Whatever the packages you have selected on that account, this count may be increased, may be decreased. So it is not essential that it should be 1395. This count can be more also, and it can be less also. Here we have selected Java runtime, so you can see Java related packages are being installed automatically. If you are installing Windows components on a window machine, at that time you have to select each and every software separately. After installing window, you will install each and every software. That means if suppose you have to install one computer, then it takes too much time while working on to that. But in case of Linux, this is one of the best thing कि आपको जो भी इनपुट देने हैं कि ये पैकेज रख लो, ये पैकेज भी रख लो, और ये वाला भी चाहिए, वो वाला भी चाहिए, वो सारे इनपुट्स आप बिल्कुल बिगिनिंग में एक बार इनपुट कर देते हो. उसके बाद आपका काम ख़त्म, अब मशीन का काम शुरू हो गया. एंड अनलेस द मशीन इज़ परफॉर्मिंग, मशीन इज़ वर्किंग ऑन, at that time period you don't have to bother about. You can leave the machine and you can go out. हेलो, मैं अभी रिकॉर्डिंग में था. In Linux computer, you will find that all the necessary softwares get installed automatically, like your messaging clients, email clients, then your office suites. Here in this you can find open office org is there. ओपन ऑफिस org के अंदर आपका जो है ओपन ऑफिस राइटर होता है, जिस पे आप डॉक्यूमेंट एडिट कर सकते हैं. इसके अलावा इसमें कुछ मैसेजिंग टूल्स होते हैं, उनके थ्रू आप डिफरेंट टाइप के मैसेजिंग प्रोटोकॉल्स के थ्रू कनेक्ट हो सकते हैं. सपोज इफ़ यू वांट टू get connected with Skype or Yahoo Messenger, you can get connected with the default client available in Linux only. You don't have to download something and install separately. If you want to use IRC, Internet Relay Chat, you can use the relative client for that also, and it is also installed automatically. For VoIP, you can find Ekiga, that is automatically installed in this. And at the time of basic installation, you can add as many packages you want. Okay. So here we have reached to 1302 packages, and total the number of packages is 1395. So some of the packages are been left. If suppose you have connected some kind of printer with the machine or some kind of additional device, it will automatically get installed because Linux contain most of the standard drivers. But if you are not having a standard machine, like suppose you are having some kind of data card or some kind of other tool, so all those tools can be installed separately, and the vendor is supposed to give you respective software. One thing you have to take care that the softwares for Linux and Windows are different. So the setup that is given for Windows by any vendor is not compatible with Linux. This is the only difference, and this is the only reason that you can find some softwares are not available in Linux machine. But you can find some softwares here extra also that are only available in Linux, are not available in any other operating system. So this one is our last package, and here you find some command line tools are being installed, and you will find that the last package and completion process is somewhat slower, and after it is been done, you will find here a reset button. So if you click on that, system gets restarted, and at that time you can select boot from local drive, and when it is booted by local drive, you will find that your system gets installed properly. It will ask you for creation of one user, because root user is not given any desktop application. Root user will never log in onto desktop directly. So what you have to do, you have to log in with some other medium. So you have to create one user. अगर आपको root से ही काम करना है तो आप command line interface पे ही log in करेंगे. So let's wait on unless this package get installed and the installation process gets completed, and we can find here a reset button. Now installation process is completed, and finally system is installing the bootloader. Bootloader is the application which is loaded at the beginning, and it loads whatever the files are required to get loaded at the loading process of the operating system. Now click on reboot here, and before clicking on reboot, please make sure that you have removed CD from your drive. Now this is the first boot of the computer. If you want to see here that what are the processes being going on, you can press any arrow key and you can see what are the processes there in progress. अगर आप इन्हें रोकना चाहते हैं या आप देखना चाहते, यही स्क्रीन देखना चाहते हैं, आप चाहते हैं नहीं ग्राफिकली एक बार दिखे, so again press another arrow key and you will reach to this one. Now this is the welcome screen by first boot, and at that first boot time you will find that system welcomes you using this welcome screen. Click on forward. Now here you can find end user license agreement. End user license agreement says that you have seen the license agreement of this CentOS and you are agreeing this license agreement. If you agree, then click yes. If you don't, then you can deny here. If you want, you can take a screenshot, and if you want, you can read it here, or you can read it later on the website of the operating system. Click on forward. Now here it is asking to create a login. Suppose if you are using a kind of domain or Active Directory or some kind of network authentication method, so you can select network authentication also. So click on use network login, configure your network, and then define here that what kind of network login you want to use. Otherwise, define here a user. For example, I am giving here a username like VLRN. In full name you can use spaces, but in username you cannot use spaces. Again click forward. It is prompting because the password is somewhat weaker and dictionary word. Now click on yes. Now system is asking to check your date and time. If suppose your date and time is okay, no problem. If you want to change it here, you can click on this and you can change it. Otherwise, if you want to synchronize with some kind of time server, you can click here to synchronize with the help of time server. Okay, I don't want to synchronize it, so just click on forward. Now here it is showing you that you do have insufficient memory to configure kdump. Kdump is automatic backup, and we are not able to configure it because we have insufficient memory here. Now click on next and finish. Here you find your system is on for the first time. You can select the username. Now you can write the password, click on login button, and you get logged in. Suppose you want to configure your network, then what you have to do is you have to just click here, select here system ETH, and if you want to change the IP addresses or whatever the IP address you want to put that into picture, so you can click here, then go to edit, and here you can define whatever the type of IP address you want. आप मैनुअल देना चाहते हैं, आप ऑटोमेटिक देना चाहते हैं, आप यहाँ से सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. If you don't want to use this network, you can click on disabled also. Okay, in my network I am using DHCP server, so I have selected DHCP server. Okay, if you make any changes here, you do have to put root password here again and again. Now I want to get out of this particular thing, means I want to log out. So to shut down the system, you can use here halt command, or you can use power off command to power off the machine.